Hey, my name is Chelsea, and today I'm going to show you how to cover books with contact paper. This is the way that I personally do it for Walnut Cove Public Library, and we do this to give it longevity for our collection, but you can also use this for your personal collection at home. These books are what I covered for this video. One with a thicker spine, one with a thinner spine, and then this one has some flaps on the inside that sometimes people easily catch and tear, and that can be problematic. I'm going to show you how to cover these also. Here is an example, well, what I just showed you, a brand new covered book, nice and shiny and beautiful. And this book has been in our library since 1993. Look at that covering. This has been able to be in our library since 1993 because of it having a protection layer like that. I feel like it wouldn't look like this if it was not for it being covered with contact paper. So, all right, well, let's get started with the video.
You need ruler, contact paper, scissors, that squeegee thing, and my hands. But your hands. So here I am showing the two books. This is the one with the flap and the thicker spine. Looky there, a thick spine. And here's the thinner one with a thin spine and no flaps. I'm starting to measure. I always do one square, so like a whole line would be, looky there, 2 whole squares past the cover on both sides, and then normally 1 square on top of each book. I always try to do full squares when it comes to measurements. So 3 squares, not the 2, but you do 1 to 2 squares more than what you pull back. That way you can put a full square length for the book to stick on the contact paper. I don't know if you noticed, but at the spine of the book, it's only doing about half a square. During this portion, I highly suggest not paying attention to where the back of your book is. I suggest just paying attention to where the front of your book lines up and make sure it's a full square worth sticking to the front, just like that. Get your little squeegee out, squeegee all the possible air pockets. And then handy dandy ruler comes on in and and starts using the ruler. I start using the ruler to make sure to keep it flat. If you do that, it keeps it flat and has less possibility of bubbles. And then I slicey dicey the corners and a little slice at the top, a little slice at the bottom, so that way I can fold the flap inside the book cover. So you're about to see the corners that I cut off. I do not throw them away. I actually end up using them. I try to be I don't like to waste, so I don't want to waste that precious sticky plastic. And you can reuse that to kind of reinforce your folds that are inside of the book cover. And I will show you that in a few seconds. So we flip over the book and just fold over each flap onto the back of the cover. Just get your finger and rub it right across the edge, and then get your magic squeegee out, flatten it nice and flat. The sticker gave me a little bit of issues, but later on I lifted up that flap to take the bubble out, and the sticker, here it goes. Yep, the sticker tore off with the contact. There it is. Get you a triangle piece of what you just cut off, and you put it in each corner to help reinforce those. And it's pretty much me just locking it in. But see how me putting that little triangle piece down helped lock in that trouble spot. So my favorite part, the spine. Just kidding. I don't really like this part. This is always the part that can either make you or break you when you are covering a book. But get your fingers in a little pinching motion and do it at both corners. These smaller ones are easier just to do it at both corners like that, and then rub your finger over it. And you can squeegee it, you don't really have to. By the way, you don't have to use a squeegee. You can just use an old debit card or something. That's what I was using until my husband gifted me that squeegee. He knows the way to my heart. Get your pinchers out. Just re-pinch on that little side to help lay down that contact paper on the back of it a little bit. Get your ruler out. Grabbing your little back paper there. And rub, rub, rub. There it goes. Yet again, using a ruler to help not have as many bubbles and have it nice and flat. And you can go back over it with your squeegee, and that also helps making sure there's minimal to no bubbles. This next portion is literally the same thing as the front, and I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up. We are back in regular speed. We're gonna cut off these top and bottom thingies, and I usually do throw them away because I just do not need them. I've not figured out a way to reuse those little pieces that I cut off, sadly, but that's a lot better than what I was wasting when I first began covering books. The only thing I'm going to show you with this other book is how to do the spine for a thicker one, and then I'm going to show you how to cover the flap on the back. So you just do your little pinchy fingers again, do the very, very top. I usually do this against a table or countertop. Here we go, first person view, woohoo. And against the countertop, yes, good job, Chels. Get your little pinchy fingers and do it at the very, very top. Yep, right on that corner. So now just take your thumb and push from the top of the book towards the counter. Make sure you do it from the top to the bottom. And you can get your squeegee and do it. I usually do squeegee for that just in case. But you don't have to. I prefer to though. It ensures no bubbles. Alrighty, get your little pinchers out once more. There's your pinchers. And do it right on that corner to help lay it down. I didn't do it far back enough. Okay, let me pull the paper back a little more and then holding, pulling it tight, and then pressing down on the little corner. Just like that with my little pinchers. See how it's sticking to the corner just a little bit? I used a squeegee, but I usually go right in with the ruler. The squeegee was the closest thing, but see how that left bubbles? If you go with the ruler, that usually fixes that issue. Here I am redoing it with the ruler because I couldn't stand how it looked with the squeegee. And then just finishing it off with the ruler. And trying to get those bubbles out with the squeegee. Those little tiny bubbles, I can't stand that. Usually if something like that happens, just, here they are. Look at those little bubbles. Ugh, disgusting. So just peel it right back up. Get your handy dandy ruler and just re-flatten it. And that should take them all out. Looky there. All better. So, after you do the fun part of cutting your little triangles off, cutting the flaps, just go ahead and start putting the flaps down on top of the back of the book and the flap. So, go ahead and put it all on there. You can squeeze it to make sure there's no bubbles and it's nice and close to it, because there is going to be a little bit of a ridge there. So just like normal, just putting it down on the back of the book. There we go. And one last time. And if you have to, put the back of the book against your stomach, like I do, to help hold up the heavy part, keep it nice and straight so the back the cover of the book is not bending, and it makes it easier to just put it down. So see how you can still reach that flap up and it's not protected? So if you're like me, you have some scraps from your early times, or if you just use it for locking labels and such. But I pre-measured this and then I cut it in half. I pre-measured it so it fit to cover that entire bare spot to protect it. And so here comes the 1 square rule yet again. Do your measurements in full squares. It just makes it so much easier. I do half squares because I'm used to it, so once you get used to it, go for it. Here I am with struggling yet again. Come on, Chelsea. Come on. You got this. There we go. Jeez. Alright, 1 full square, peeled back, and flattened. Now, lay it on top of that already laid down. I should have put it further in, but I didn't. But it's okay. It just protects the book. And then get your handy dandy ruler while leaning the book against your belly. And just ruler it on out. Look at that. You did it. Success. So I'm going to do it one more time in a speed up version for you. Just a quick old overview. Guess I'll take this time to say thank you for watching, and if you want something else like this, just comment, like, and of course subscribe to our channel. We greatly appreciate the support and we greatly appreciate our community, so thank you so much. Just put your lock labels on top of each corner after you lay down that extra piece, just to lock it all in. Look at that. Wonderful. And just finish with your cutting, just like the last book, just with a wider spine this time. And here's the finished product. And of course I gotta fix whatever little bubbles I got. Check out nwrl.org and check out Walnut Cove Public Library's Facebook. Y'all have a great day. Bye!